Welcome to Life Esteem.
Hello and welcome again to Life Esteem. Always great to have you as a viewer. Pat and I look forward to this. And today we have a great gentleman here who's doing music artistry. He's a rapper that does a positive rap, and we're just so glad to be able to highlight him today. His name is Jason Bair. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Man, real good. And we just discovered that I know your family very well.
Yeah,
your father, Victor, and your uncles and all the cousins and whoever, Wes and all them.
Small world.
It's a small world, man. Yes, it is. But I understand you're doing some great work with your rap. Tell us all about that.
Yes, well, just staying busy right now. Just put out a new album called Dare to Be Different. We have a lot of different things on there, different topics, addressing social issues in the community and just everyday life. So I wanted to give something that people could feel good about and be proud of from the city.
Real good.
Well, I actually saw the article that you, the Patriot News did. Talk about that.
Yes. Patriot News article by Julia Hatmaker, wonderful writer from the Patriot News and Penn Live. Did a piece. She did actually several pieces, but the last one really talking about the album and the impact of the things going on in the community. One of the songs and videos I did was called Gunshot Blast, which really was talking about the gun violence in our communities, not just Harrisburg, but all over the country and really the world. So it's just something that we really got to address. I feel like if you have a voice, you have to speak on certain things. So that's what that song was about, and they highlighted that and talked about some of the violence that's been affecting our community really for quite some time. So yeah, that was wonderful.
I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing. You know, I created what's called the Writers Workshop years ago, so I'm always keen tuning into words, rap, poetry, that kind of thing. I'll never forget Dr. Dre deciding that he was no longer going to do the gangster rap. He's going to change it up, and he went positive, as you're doing. And his sales went down, which you should have expected. I mean, right?
Absolutely.
And then he's like, well, wait a minute now. So then he changed up, and I thought, man, you missed the point, you know? Because I thought he really would have got a new audience had he just, left it. So what makes you stay positive as opposed to going gangster, which might make you, bigger in the eyes of some?
Right. I think there's a lot of pressure, to be honest, especially when you get to the level of a Dr. Dre or a Jay-Z or a 50 Cent. There's so much pressure because you have so many people counting on you financially. You have so many obligations from the record companies and executives and sponsors and corporations to basically sell units, sell albums, sell records. And I think it's tough. You got to decide what you're in it for. First and foremost, I think the art is important. That's not to say that, finances aren't important, because obviously you have to take care of yourself and your family. But I think you have to decide, what I'm going to do it for. Is it for the love of the art? Is it to help people? Or is it just simply for financial gain? And I think it's a tough decision. I think one thing we can always do, I always tell people to speak with your dollars. If you see something that's good and that's positive, go out and support it. I mean, it's a shame that artists, when they do try to change their style up and do something a little more positive, that they don't get the support that they need to sustain that. Because at the end of the day, the record companies are going to put out what's selling. If you're signed to a label or a major label, they're going to put out what's selling. And then at the end of the day, they're a business. So if quote unquote positive rap is selling, or positive music is selling, or uplifting music selling, that's what they're going to put out. If it's not, if people aren't buying that, then they're going to put out more of a negative message, unfortunately. So I think you really just got to stick to it. I mean, stick to your beliefs, your roots, and just don't let anybody stray you from that path.
Yes, right.
Now, how do you get, I love, exactly how you presented when you, really shared that with us, is how did that come about for you? What made you know that this was the path and the way you wanted to present your art?
I think it was a process, honestly. You're young, every artist goes through a process of trying to find themselves. But at the end of the day, I think my mother played a huge role. I mean, she raised me right, to be quite honest. She was a good foundation, and she didn't really go for any of the nonsense, shall we say. So I had other good people in my life, mentors like Rob Golden. He's a mentor of mine and a big brother. And so I had my coach, my basketball coach, Brian Carr. Those are all good people that I had in my life. So for me, it wasn't difficult to find my way back once I strayed a little bit, to say, this is who I really am, and this is the message that I want to put out. So I think for me, that's what it was, my foundation.
It always takes me back to that gentleman, what was his name, the tall guy that came in, the trainer, parent-to-parent stuff.
Oh, Milton Crea.
Milton Crea. We were out at the Allison Hill Community Center, and the place was packed. And so he asked these students, he said, have you ever heard of Snoop Dogg? Have you ever heard this person? He said, oh, yeah. He said, you ever heard that song? And they, oh, yeah. And he said, sing it for me, sing it for me. And he was like, oh. He said, well, you know the song, right? Yeah. But they wouldn't get up and sing it live because all those adults and they said, oh, I can't say those words.
Right.
He said, well, that's the key then. Why would you even tap into that stuff? If you can't say it in front of your parents, can't say it in front of your then why say it at all?
Yeah.
So that's such a good point.
It is. And my uncle stresses that to me all the time. You want to do something that your mother and your grandmother would be proud of and that they would want to play and could enjoy. So,
yeah. Again, so many people want to do what you're doing. They want to get out there. They want to make that record, the album, as we used to say, the DVD. But the point is, they don't know how to go about it. So how did you really find out how to get, from the idea to putting it on paper to all of a sudden having your own DVD?
Right. Well, it's a process, and you really have to network and meet people that are already doing it. I was blessed to be introduced to a gentleman named Alberto Mariluz, who goes by Preem Touch. He's my producer, and he's really, he's the engine that makes this car go. If it weren't for him, I would not have a CD out. He produced or co-produced every song on the record. He engineered, recorded every song on the record. He mixed every song on the record. So, but just the knowledge of linking up with several individuals. Warren Ritter was another individual that was doing it already. These are guys that have been in the music industry in our area doing things for a while. So you just have to do your research. Now the beautiful thing is we have the internet. Before, you'd had to go to the library and have a book, or you just had to know someone, And I joke all the time with people. I say, man, what do we do before Google? Like if you didn't know the answer to something, you were, and if you didn't know someone that had that information, you had your work cut out for you. So, but now, fortunately, we have Google and we have different websites dedicated to getting information out there. I would also recommend different seminars to go to. There's different things you can go, and then YouTube. Honestly, the tools are right there with the internet. Most people have smartphones. If they don't, they have some sort of internet access or a library card, and you can go and get pretty much all the information that you need. And then it's going to be a lot of trial and error, though. So you'll try something and say, okay, this doesn't work for me. Let me try something else, and that's pretty much it.
Good stuff, though. But it's not easy.
Definitely not easy. Definitely not easy. It's something you really have to want to do. You can't, and a lot of people find that out the hard way. They get in it and they say, whoa, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to write one song, throw it up on YouTube, and then that was it. The cash is going to flow in, and people are going to be asking me for my autograph everywhere I go, and no, it doesn't work like that. So
it's your own self-autograph.
Right, exactly. So.
That's good.
Well, is there anything on your CD that you can share with us in regard to a piece of anything?
Yeah, well, I have Gunshot Blast, which is a piece that, like I said, it was covered from, actually, CBS 21 covered it, Eva Roman did a piece on it, Penn Live, of course, I mentioned, and the Patriot News. There's songs on there like that. I have a song on there, a very personal song on there called This Is My Life, which talks about just personal issues, family issues. I think one thing we have to start doing, particularly in hip hop, is get back to being honest. Yeah. I think we got, a lot of people got into glorifying a lifestyle that wasn't true to them. And I think, sometimes we're, leading lambs to the slaughter, if you will, because a lot of the younger generation looks at that and they think that this is reality, and that's not necessarily the person who's rapping. It's not even their reality. So I wanted to get back to being very honest. My music's somewhat autobiographical. It's very personal. So songs like This in My Life, they talk about family issues, whether it be from drug use and drug abuse and things like that. We all have family members that have gone through things, and even we've gone through things personally. I think when you share those experiences, that can help someone tremendously. I've had so many people come up to me and say, wow, that song, that touched me because I was going through that, or my brother was going through that, or I had, my sister, or I lost my mother. I talk about losing my mother in that song. So I think there's songs like that on there that really talk about getting back to reality, if you will. Reality rap is what I call it.
You wrote all the songs?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Wrote all the songs on the album.
Okay. Fantastic, man. So, in one sense, so you're a lyricist?
Yes.
Okay. Probably a poet in there. You just don't know it.
Yeah. I like that.
And but you out there. So now, the thing that drives hip hop, from my standpoint, was the beat, the message, but also the video.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where's the video,
I think
man?
the visual is so huge,
Yeah.
and especially in today's. I mean, in 2013, like the visual, people are just very visual. They want to see what you're doing, and I think that helps drive the message home. Whatever message you're trying to get across, whether it be negative, positive, or indifferent, you can help drive that point home with the visual. You know, when you connect the audio to the visual, that's when you really have an awesome combination. Absolutely. And I think, for instance, Gunshot Blast, a song that I referenced, without the visual to that song, I don't think it would have had as much of an impact as it did. To see someone getting gunned down in the streets.
So you do have visuals?
Yes, I do have some visuals out there.
Great.
I have some on my website, jbairmusic.com. Of course, you can go to YouTube and find those things. But yeah, we have a couple of visuals there. And what you said, though, about being a poet, great poet by the name of Rakim, and a hip-hop artist from the 80s, once said that rap is rhythm and poetry. And that's basically, in essence, what it is. I mean, a lot of these, the true MCs are really poets. I mean, it comes from, you know, poets, if you will, like James Brown or the Last Poets or Watts Prophets and different things like that. I think Gil Scott Heron, excuse me. So I think it's basically poetry.
Yeah, Gil Scott Heron.
Oh,
Man,
boy,
Yeah,
you know your
Scott, I mean,
He's taking us back a bit here.
So you're from Harrisburg. Profile yourself a little bit. I
Yes.
mean, you went to school here and all that stuff.
Yes,
And-
absolutely. I was born and raised here. I bounced around a little bit. I was just telling her I went to Still High for a while. I went to Harrisburg High, of course, and then I also went to Emmanuel. So I bounced around, had my young rebellious days. So I was, you know, trying to find myself. My mother was. Fortunately, she was patient, if you will, and said, okay, well, this isn't work. Let's try this. So and this isn't working. We're going to try this. And finally landed in a situation that was, you know, nurturing for me, and I was able to grow and develop through that. So, and then I moved around a little bit. Once I got out of high school, moved to California with my mentor, Rob Golden. I lived in Missouri for a while. So, and then came back home, you know, so.
But all those experiences, I bet, added to your
Absolutely,
ability.
absolutely. Just seeing different parts of the world and different parts of the country and experiencing different cultures and different people. I mean, you know, I've been blessed, honestly, just to be able to sleep at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, to be in the Black Hills with Native Americans up there in South Dakota. Just awesome. I mean, just to see the Pacific Ocean and take it all in. I mean, I've been blessed, and I think that helps. It helped to make me who I am today. I mean, I think one of the keys to life and anything with your music is just balance. And a lot of times the people from this area, they don't have a lot of balance because this is all they know. This is all they know, unfortunately. And I was blessed in a situation. I had a gentleman, like I said, Rob Golden he had the foresight to say, some of these kids need to get out of this area. And he took us on trips and took us to different places to get some different life experiences other than South Central Pennsylvania.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, and I've heard about that work that he did. Actually, I think we talked about that at
Yeah, I
one
think-
time on the
yeah, we
show
sure did.
because he's the brother of Dwayne and
Yes,
Myron
absolutely.
Golden.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was on our show. Yeah.
Yeah, Go West
So you're
USA
one of
is
those
his
guys.
organization.
That's great, man.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
came up through the ranks there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I remember that when you
Good
started
stuff.
talking about it.
And that's the one good thing about Harrisburg. There are some great young people, great people, I should say, like yourself, who are out there just kind of doing what they're doing. And you oftentimes don't get the notice, you know, but I'm glad that you are being lifted up because we sure need you. We need that voice, you know. And, man, and, you know, let me do this as a segue because on December the 7th, at Harrisburg Area Community College, we're having what's called our annual Kwanzaa Festival. That's sponsored by Life Esteem, and we're really glad to have C.S. Bailey Media join us this year, doing a fantastic job for us in terms of, you know, bringing in acts and helping out, that kind of stuff. And, of course, thanks Harrisburg Area Community College for being a tremendous sponsor, giving us the space. But it's a free event. It's from 10 to 5, and we want the whole community to come out, and you will see Jason Bair there. Because we just invited him.
Yeah, I'll be there. Absolutely.
To do his art and to, you know, you'll get a chance to pick up a copy of his CD and just meet the young man. That's the most important thing. Just get to meet him. Somebody's actually doing something positive in our community. So that's December the 7th, Saturday. It's at Harrisburg Area Community College at the Cooper Student Union Center, and it is free. And we want your whole family to come out. And by the way, on December the 21st at the State Museum, we're going to have a Christmas celebration, and that is also from 10 to 4. And it's going to be a free program for the whole family. Hope that you'll come out. Great vendors, great entertainment, and once again, we hope to have Jason there, along with the West Shore Martial Arts Academy, Shanita Baltimore, so many great people from our community that will do some things just to brighten up your day and to have a good time for you and your family. Keep those 2 dates in mind. For more information, you can always give us a call, 608-2302 or 608-2312, and we'll be happy to talk to you, okay? Jason, man, you're doing some good stuff. So what's next on your radar for, the next project?
Well, next I'm working on the album called The Pursuit of Happiness. It's the follow-up album to the Dare to Be Different project. So that's a little bit, it's going to have a little different tone to the album. Still going to be me, still going to be very personal, but I'm going to try to do some different things on there. Just be more creative this time around and just try different things. I don't believe in being stuck in the same place, so just want to grow. Other than that, just some shows coming up. I'm looking to do another, I just did an unplugged show with a live band, Due Process, along with Kia Wilson and Tara Thompson. We had poet Aya Soki was one of the poets there that day, and Padilla Miller, So we'll be doing another show here, probably sometime, I'd say, at the top of the year, 2014. Okay. I'm going to do another show down here in the area. And then other than that, just writing, recording, and just continue to try to grow. I'm looking to put out a new album here in the summer of 2014. And that's what we'll be doing here.
Now, so have you taken your, let's say, show on the road, so to speak, and where have you been?
Yes.
Places like Philly, DC?
Yeah. We've been to, some of those places, Pittsburgh, DC, Philadelphia, Shippensburg College. And, I like to really get to New York a little bit more and even out to the West Coast and further down south. That's kind of some of the goals also for the top of the year as well.
Good.
I haven't really been able to hit those spots as much. But, we're looking to really get down to Georgia and Florida more so to do some of that. Plus, the weather's a little bit nicer down there. If there was ever time to go, it'd be now.
Right.
So,
But it seems like you'd be hot on the college campuses, though.
Yeah, and that's something, it's funny you mentioned, that's something that myself and members of my team have really been talking about and discussing. We really want to, that's something we really want to target for 2014 is hitting the college circuit, because that's exactly where I think I'd fit in great at, honestly.
Bob Lynch?
Bob Lynch, we definitely got to get you there. That's something we'll talk about next year, maybe.
Okay.
Get you to talk to the director, Barbara Thompson, who's at Penn State Harrisburg.
Oh, okay.
And she's the state director for the Robert Lynch Student Leadership Conference. And we've been blessed to go every year for the past, X amount of years, over 20-something years. But the other thing is I had a wonderful opportunity to go down to Elizabethtown College, I think it was. And is that where?
Yeah.
Elizabethtown College. And they're getting ready to do something again. We took poets down there. We took Ava Berg down there. Everybody knew Ava Hipso Berg.
They
loved her, man.
Wonderful lady,
They loved her. And, now she's gone. But we would love to maybe introduce you, because that audience down there was really electric.
Yeah, that would be great.
Something that was okay. But anyhow, we'll get you out there.
Absolutely.
That college circuit would be great for you. Because you're taking a positive message, and that's the other thing that I like. So,
absolutely.
Get out there, man. Get out there. When you look at Harrisburg, there's so many challenges. We're just going to concentrate on Harrisburg here for a minute, because we're no different than any other community, truly. But, there are some things here that man, what's going on? But we do have a lot of great opportunities as well. The Camp Curtin YMCA, look at all the great work that they're doing. Which is Jamie and Harvey, I think it is.
Absolutely.
And then you have the Boys and Girls Club with
Yvonne
Hollins, you have the Allison Hill Community Center. So you can just go on and on and on. We do have some great things going on.
Yes.
But then there's that other side. So when you see the youth out there and the young adults, because some of the people ain't that young anymore.
You're right. In their second childhood,
How do they receive you, man? Are they receiving your message, and how can we get them your message to them more?
I mean, strangely enough, it's weird, but honestly, it's been so much love, and it's been so well received, the things that I talk, because they know I come from a genuine place. They know I'm genuine with it. I mean, when they see me, they know this is really who I am. When they talk to me, they know this is really who I am. And I think they respect that no matter what lifestyle they're into. People, I think they respect when you're real. When you're real with them and you're coming from the heart, they respect that and they appreciate it. So, I mean, I've had people from all walks of life really embrace my music. And that's been a blessing. I mean, even at my shows at the Unplugged concerts, like I said, we'll have from college kids you know, just able to get into, you know, adult environments, all the way up to grandparents there, enjoying the show and having a good time. I mean, we have guys that are quote unquote in the streets and guys that are, you know, business owners and things of that nature. They're embracing the music. So I think if that's the thing, I think more than anything, if you come from an honest place, people respect it. And so my message and my music has really been embraced in the area, and that's been wonderful. It's a little bit surprising to me at times, I'll be honest, but it really has. It's been embraced. But I make common man music, what I call it, blue collar hip hop. So you know, it's, you know, they know it's not, you know, it's not Bentleys and champagnes with me, which is, you know, if that's your life, that's fine too. But they know it's real and they can relate to it at the end of the day.
Good stuff.
I like that.
You know, we have a project called the Fatherhood Academy, and it's sponsored through the United Way of the Capital Region. Are you a father by any chance?
No, sir.
Well, okay, that's good too. So what we need to do is talk to men, though, you know, a little bit more. So I'm going to talk to you about, you know, maybe challenge you to help us to craft some message specifically for men, whether they be fathers or not. You know, because I'm sure there's some young kid that's looking up to you, you know, as a surrogate father, if nothing else. And so, you know, we just need to do a better job of getting men to re-engage with their families if they're not, and to embrace community if they're not. So, you know, we'll talk about that. 'Cause,
I totally agree. I just had a conversation. It's funny you bring that up. I just had a conversation with my uncle Bryson Brown, who's also a poet, and he's going to be doing some work on that very topic in his next upcoming pieces. So, yeah, that's very important.
Absolutely, that is. Yeah, absolutely. That's good stuff. And you know, cutting across cultural lines, are people receiving you as well? Is it just the African American community, or do people come from all different walks of life?
Yeah, that's been wonderful as well. All different walks of life, because I think one of the things about me, like I said, growing up, I was fortunate enough to not just be boxed into one different group of people. You know, I've been around very wealthy people, been around very poor people. You know, I come from that. I've been around, you know, African Americans, Caucasians, you know, different things, people of the Latino community. So I've been all over. So they've all embraced it. I think once again it comes back to being genuine, something that they can feel, that, oh, this guy he's serious, he's for real, and he's honest. So I think, yeah, that's been wonderful as well, and very supportive. I mean, a lot of people from the West Shore, from York, different areas outside the inner city have really embraced it. And then with the internet, that's been amazing, because to be shipping off CDs out to Australia and Africa, and people downloading music in China, I mean, that's just been wonderful. I mean, all parts of the country, to Arizona, New Mexico. So people all over embracing the internet. I mean, that's been a beautiful thing of just bringing us all closer together. And I think people realize that we have more in common than we have, you know, differences.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
and I think that's been a wonderful thing.
Fantastic, you know.
Now, you talk about embracing the music and talking about all the experiences that you've had, the wonderful opportunity to, you know, be about. Are there other things you'd like to see yourself do? Things that you haven't had an opportunity to be exposed to, or any nature in some way? Yeah,
I would like to see more of the world, honestly, from a first-hand perspective. I like to get out and get to other parts of the globe, honestly. I like to hit different continents. That's something I really haven't been able to do. I've been able to travel across the country a lot, and my music's been able to reach different continents. But me personally, I like to go and experience the Great Wall. I like to go and experience the Opera House in Australia and see different things. Of course, I love to go to Africa and soak that all in, you know, the motherland. So I think that's one of the main things that I'd like to do a little more in the immediate future is travel. And, you know, other things as far as I like to do some more writing in other areas. I like to do some more like film and things of that nature, short stories. I like to get into that as well. But just traveling and experience, because I think that'll enhance not only my art, but just me as a man. I think that'll enhance me just experiencing those different cultures, going to China, going to, you know, Germany and different things like that. I think that'll help enhance me as a person. And I think we all should travel more. So many people, man, they live and die right where they were born, and that's
Isn't that sad?
That's a tragedy. Yeah, it's very sad. It's so sad. They go out and try different foods and hear different types of music and meet different type of people. I mean, It's so short. I think we should all just experience as much as we can, you know, while we can.
That's right.
honestly.
Have you ever been invited to the Good News Cafe?
I have.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple of times. I have some friends that have performed there. Sarah Thompson was one, and her cousin actually helps run that. Stefan. So I've been there a couple of times. Wonderful event. Usually packed out too.
Yeah,
Right there.
yeah.
I mean, oh my goodness.
Now, have you ever performed
Wonderful
there?
turn. I have not. But
Man,
I've
they
been there
gotta
to
get
soak
you
it
up
up
on
a
that
couple
stage.
times. Yeah, I would love to.
I've talked to Stefan. We've had Stefan on the show.
Yeah,
and also,
very nice
his
guy.
partner, I forget the name, but they're
Lauren?
great guys.
Yeah, okay.
Great guys. And so, you know, I just thought, man, that would be a wonderful venue because they're about positivity. It's a Christian
absolutely.
venue, of course.
Absolutely.
But for those who don't know, Good News Cafe is on the first Saturday of every month, and it's at the Midtown Scholar, which of course is owned by Eric Pappenfuss and his lovely wife, and they open up the doors, and it's from 6 to 9, and it's just a wonderful time. It's all free. And so, you know, you see fantastic artists there, right?
Absolutely, absolutely wonderful, and it's good energy there, of course. I mean, and of course, for those that haven't been to the Midtown Scholar, wonderful venue. I did my very first interview with the Patriot News at that location, so they were gracious enough to let us use that location and do a photo shoot there and everything. So, just wonderful. I mean, it's a wonderful. It's every month. Is that correct?
Every month.
Every month. So
every first Saturday of the month.
Yeah.
And you know, again, I could just see you, you know, being a part of that or something like that, because again, we need to have those positive messages out there. So, you know, the other thing is, man, I got to get you down to the Writers' Workshop. We meet at the Midtown Scholar.
Oh,
and we always have, you know, the Friday nights, and we do 3 out of 4 of the Friday nights. We're there. And, you know, just have a wonderful time doing it. So what I want to do is make a, you know, personal invitation to you to come out and do your thing. And because we're all about words.
We'd love to.
And we'd love to hear that positive message in the room. And we can get the folks out there for Carla Christopher out of York and some other folks. E.I. Soki, we'll invite her up. And just have a jam session, man.
Yeah, that'd
you know?
be wonderful.
That'd
I mean,
be great.
I love to partake in something like that and just be around it because I'm such a student of the game and I'm such a fan of words. And to me, there's really, I mean, like I said, rap or hip hop is derived, you know, from poetry and things of that nature. But it's such another level of hearing you guys as the spoken word artists deliver that. And because we're so used to riding a beat and different things like that, and my uncle who's into it, you really have to focus on what you're saying. Your content, you have to really bring it. It can't just be you don't have that necessarily the music back there to kind of save you or drive the song. And you really have to be saying something, as he says. And that's what I enjoy about it. It's really enjoyable. So I would love to come down.
Well, we're going to have to. We're going to set that up as soon as we're done here, man. We're going to set that up.
Absolutely.
But now the thing is, again, you know, you can come out and see Jason at the Kwanzaa Festival on December the 7th, and we'd love to have you come out and meet him and pick up a copy of his CD. And
different.
ask him some questions too, because you may be interested in the industry. This man's been out there doing it, so why not talk to him? But you know, also don't forget now we're on here at WHP TV 21, and we're out in the internet. We put it on YouTube and different things, and we just hope that you'll continue to support the Life Esteem Show. We try to bring you great people like Jason and others, and we just thank you so much for supporting us and for being a part of this. We certainly thank WHP TV 21 that's been sponsored this show for years. What a great partner they've been. And we just thank all of you who are, you know, a part of this effort. And we hope that you will continue to, you know, to bless us. We even heard that we're being shown down in York there at WRC TV, I think at RCT TV. And we want to thank Carla Christopher and the great people down there who are doing things and showing the show on community TV. On Channel 16, I think it is. And so we just thank you for all that you're doing. And again, support this young man over here. I say young man because I'm so old.
No.
Jason Bair. He's from Harrisburg. Support the guy. See you next time here on Life Esteem. Have a great day.
Thank you, Pat.